Ooh. Oh. Oh. I'm John Renton with my review of WWE NXT Halloween Havoc 2023 Night 2 event. Hopefully you all had a terrific Halloween. If you have little ones and took them out, hopefully they had a great goddamn time, got some terrific treats. Make sure to eat in moderation, and hopefully you all had fun if you went out to the adult-themed Halloween parties with all kinds of drinking. Hopefully if you drank too much, you got a designated driver or an Uber, whatever, and got home safely. And if you had any kind of the debaucherous sexual acts that some people have, bobbing for fapples, I think that's what people call them, hopefully you use protection. And hopefully you didn't bob for too many apples or you go blind. I was working, I had some fun, and I basically got paid to not do all that much, and then came home to see what WWE's developmental brand offered wrestling fans. And let me tell you what it offered. Besides a couple things, not really much of anything. This is going to be the last weekly NXT review that I do for a while. And I know I said that back in June and have done a few intermittent reviews, but god damn it, this show was atrocious. There were a couple decent moments that I'll mention, but Jesus, tap dancing, Christ! Booker T is an atrocity on commentary. I can't hit mute because then I'll miss the in-ring action, and I know I've said it before, and I'm sorry. There's one thing, having fun when it comes to commentary, but god damn it, he literally sounds like he's having a series of strokes trying to say stuff. Shotzi is a Ghostbuster, my god. Scarlett was also there. New Year's Day once again performing. Hurts Like Hell. Ash Costello, my god, she is almost 40 and looks incredible. Video package of last week's show. And then the Creeds, fresh off of being Alpha Academy on Raw in a match that certainly got the crowd fired up. Ivy Niles there against Humberto and Angel in a tables, ladders, and scares match. The scary thing was they were doing another one of these matches after doing two last week that really weren't, any different from each other, except one pinfalls had to take place inside the ring, and the other, you could have pinned somebody on the goddamn roof. Within 30 seconds, there was a table bump. We won tables, so that's what the Creeds did, and all these bumps, all these stupid, moronic bumps in a match that nobody is going to remember in a week, if that. Yeah, people were popping for some of the stuff. And the Creeds won with a wrecking ball through a table. That's all I gotta say about that. I love the Creeds. They are not gonna they're not gonna improve in matches like this. And Humberto and Angel are just exactly the same. They're in the same goddamn place. No amount of revamping is gonna help them. Hopefully the Creeds can do bigger and better things on Raw or SmackDown. At this point, I don't care. Just get them in serious programs. Anyway, Shotzi was Pennywise, and Scarlett might have been a dominatrix version of Marie Antoinette. Shout out to Jared for telling me that last week. Thank you very much. They're ghost hosting. Is there a ghost host? The ghost hostess with the mostest. Isla and Alba are here. They'll host tonight. Okay, upgrade because at least, I got nothing against Shotzi, but I'm sorry, Scarlett does nothing for me. Tiffany is, I believe, a bride. I think somebody said Bride of Chucky. I haven't watched that in a while. Mackenzie looks incredible. Good on her and Vic for finding each other. Hopefully they have a great goddamn life together. Joe Wayne Gacy is in a greenhouse. He's only, or something. I don't know where the hell he's at. He's only human. Nobody's perfect. There are no strings to hold him down, except creatively. And I got nothing against Joe Wayne Gacy. I think he's a fine promo. I don't think he's bad in the ring, but the character work has not worked for me. Speaking of something that didn't work for me, Tiffany and Fallon Henley were going to have a match, but Tiffany jump-started. By the way, second jump-start, because we got a jump-start in the first match, and this wasn't a match. There was a figure four spot around the ring, or around the ring post. Hopefully Fallon is okay, and this wasn't just used as an angle to write her off, so there's no match. And then we go to Metaphor as the Scoob in the gang. Noam Dar dressed as Scooby-Doo. the creators of Scooby-Doo, everybody that has died in the voice cast needs to come back to life and sue the fuck out of these 4 goddamn idiots. All this haunted house bullshit has been bad from the moment they did it. And I know it's supposed to be entertainment. Metaphor is not entertaining. Whoever came up with this creatively needs to be fired. The stuff with Tozawa was terrible. Yeah, why is this on a wrestling show? I know it's a holiday theme show. I knew they were going to do goofiness. They did enough last week. They need... Whatever. Then Frazier took on Dumbfounded Dominic. That's what I'm going to call him until I come up with a better name, because he's dumbfounded every time the bell rings. Rhea's in the corner. North American Championship match, and Dominic eventually won. And no, I'm not going to watch anything with Dominic when he's a klutz and a piece of shit in the ring. You out of your mind? He gets a great reaction. And then he wrestles like David Flair or Eric Watts. The difference is people react to him on the mic. They just don't react to him much in the ring because he's not any good. None of us will live long enough for him to get better. JC Jane wants Andre Chase, not Andre the Giant. That would be just too goddamn hilarious. If Andre the Giant was still alive now, God, I wonder what he would think of wrestling. So, hey Andre, help me win tonight. And Poison Alba, and I believe Isla was supposed to be a variation of Harley Quinn. I think they look great. And then Steiner took on Mr. Stone, and basically Mr. Stone tried to get in a flurry and got laid out with a spear. It's exactly what it needed to be. Stone wanted revenge, but he was overmatched. And then Von Wagner stops the step spot, and people pop for him, but he's holding his head because his head isn't all that good because he got his head crushed in the steps. Hey, people are reacting favorably to Von Wagner. And some of them are actually allowed out of the house without adult supervision. In all seriousness, Von, I feel bad for mocking him, like when I used the term lobotomized zebra just because of how he acted, and then I realized, holy shit, the skull stuff actually was stuff in his childhood, so I feel bad. But as far as a personality, he has none. Recaps of Becky and Lyra, and then when they go into treating Lyra seriously as a champion, hopefully she has a decent run. I don't think she needs to hold it past Mania weekend, but there you go. So, Out the Mud, that is Scripps, Reggie, and 2 other guys, Bronco, Lubbock, and whoever the hell the other guy is. I don't... Lucian the Third. There we go. That's just what I'm going to call them. This is really dumb. I'm sorry. This is just bad. Really bad television. JC and Thea took on Chelsea Green and Piper for the Women's Tag Team Championships, while Alba and Isla were watching on. I feel things when Isla puts on costume just because she actually can pull that shit off. Another jump start. God, it's almost like a never-ending, cycle of shit. No, I didn't say never-ending cycle just because it's a women's match. Here's the thing. I hate the Chase University stuff. I like the idea of Thea Hale having a bit more attitude and JC trying to, make her come over to her ways. That sounded less dirty in my head, but let's just roll with it. It was all right, but then it just dissolved into everybody hitting moves. Andre wouldn't let JC cheat. And then Chelsea Green pinned her with the whatever the hell, the bottom drops out. The unpretty her, I think is what they call it. That's stupid. That's a stupid name, just want to say that. And yeah, Isla and Alba want the tag titles back because they mentioned that the titles are cursed. So, Mackenzie then interviews Mr. King, Lexus King. He will do things his way. Good for him. It's like, I think a rerun of Scarecrow and Mrs. King would actually be a lot more interesting. That's for people around my age or a little bit older that actually remember syndicated editions of that. Kalani Jordan took on Lola Vice with Elektra Lopez, my goodness, in a tournament final. And look, they hit each other hard. Kalani is very athletic. Vice can do some good kicks. And eventually Vice did get a kick after Elektra did a distraction. 1, 2, 3. There wasn't anything wrong with this. It was just something that was on the card. Now, Vice has a guaranteed championship shot at Lyra Valkyria. So, we then get more metaphor bullshit. It's just cementing the fact that I'm just glad I don't review this shit weekly anymore. Metaphor is one of the most catastrophically embarrassing groups I've seen in a while. They're the worst group in WWE. And I don't even mean the participants. I just mean the presentation in general. It's stupid goofy. It's not goofy where I want to see them get beat up. No, it's just goofy. Vaughn then wants Steiner and says to Stone, make the match. Oh no, my head, my achy breaky head. And then Mello and Dragunov had a match. After all that metaphor bullshit and all that other goofiness and all this other crap, we get a serious main event. Mello and Dragunov 3. NXT title match. They did a lot of shit. I would argue this is probably the least of the matches they had. I would say that the one they had at Vengeance Day, I think that's what the last event was. Whatever that one they had at the end of September, that was the best one. And then Great American Bash, and then this. Because this is more of an angle, even though they were laying shit in, there was no way Mello was going to win. DDT on the apron, why? I don't understand. DVD on the apron, why? I don't get it. H-bomb through the announcer's table. And then it looks like, holy shit, Mello might pull this off. And then Trick suddenly shows up to distract because he knows that Mello did it. Dragunov ends up hitting Torpedo Moscow 1, 2, 3. And then Trick looks like he's going to get at Mello. But then they cut back to Corbin laying out Dragunov. That's all I have to say. You know what? Here, for metaphor, Noam Dar is embarrassing to listen to. I mean, it's just because he's not even a good kind of funny. The entire I cannot get over how bad metaphor is. So yeah, this is it. I may review Deadline. I don't know. I don't know how much more NXT I can take because until they revamp some things, take Booker off of commentary and do stuff, I don't know what else I can do. So there you go. Agree, disagree with what I said? Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm Charles Rickland. I'll see you soon.